Hello, I'm Karen Elgersma at the Hotel Grand Pacific at the 10th Annual Victoria Whisky Festival. And you're watching Go Island on Shaw TV. On today's show, losing weight while lying down, and how one organization is helping women overcome challenges. All that and much more on Go Island. Thank you so much for joining us on Go Island. Can you feel the buzz in the air? Everybody is celebrating. Why? Because it's the 10th Annual Victoria Whisky Festival. And there's so much going on, so many things happening. But you were one of the founders of this Whisky Festival. Ian, tell us what the vision is. When you guys first decided to start this, why? What made you decide to do this?
Well, the vision was if we could have made it out of the Willow Park liquor store in Calgary reasonably sober, we planned to come back to Victoria and put together a festival. We saw what was going on there, and Lawrence Graham, the other co-founder, and I sat down, and 14 months later out popped this idea that was going to work. And one of the big things that's happened over the 10 years, Karen, is that everybody that came to the table virtually from year one is still with us.
Wow.
Which is just spectacular, and the festival has grown from 450 tickets to all the events to 1,400 this year. We're up to 9 different countries that'll be represented this year at the festival, and we've added the French are coming this year with the Bastille whiskey, which we have a bottle right here. So that's going to be our new addition.
One of the things that has changed is way more women are coming. Tell us about that.
Well, we started out year one, and I think we had only 4 women attend the festival. Now we are probably up to at least 25% of the attendees are now women, and the dynamic has changed dramatically about what the event is about, how whiskey is appreciated out into the community, not only as an elder's drink, but now the young people are getting some sense that this is a quality spirit to enjoy, to realize that there's a lot of dynamic to it. And the other thing that's happening too is I've had a lot of young ladies say to me, quite categorically, we enjoy whiskey because it's not a sugar-laden vodka drink.
We are going to continue to try a few award-winning whiskeys in just a minute, but first, it is the time of year where a lot of people are thinking about losing weight. Well, can you imagine losing weight by lying down, relaxing, closing your eyes? I know, it sounds crazy. Raja Kapley with that story. We're celebrating the 10th Annual Victoria Whisky Festival. There is so much happening this weekend, but everything that happens you can be a part of beyond this festival, including picking up this little friend, the book, The Canadian Whisky, The Portable Expert. And we're sitting next to the expert right here. You have taught me so much about Scotch and whiskey over the last couple of years that you and I have been working together, and I love your enthusiasm. And
well, thank you.
You're a storyteller. You really know how to tell a story about these beautiful beverages that we celebrate here in Victoria with such love. But you know, we have a lot of award winners here in Canada, don't we?
We certainly do. Canadian whiskey is going crazy now with so many robust, beautiful whiskeys.
Why is this our time?
Well, I think that there are many reasons. The interest in whiskey in general is increasing, and I think that people, bourbon helped a lot. You know, the big bourbon boom in the States, and people realize there's a lot more out there than just Scotch.
Yeah.
And so people are looking for other things. They're tasting the good quality, high-end Canadian whiskeys, and they're outstanding, and they're not very expensive. And so people are tasting the new whiskeys and loving them. At the same time, the distillers have really upped their game. We have some fabulous whiskeys that are available. Like this is made from 100% rye grain.
Okay.
It's aged for 21 years. It is staggeringly good whiskey.
Tell me another award winner, one that's getting a lot of love and attention right now.
Well, this whiskey is Forty Creek Double Barrel Reserve from Forty Creek Distillery. John K. Hall is the man who made this. He's going to be getting an award this year, a Lifetime Achievement Award. 20 years he's been working on making Canadian whiskey, going from bar to bar in the States, introducing his whiskey. He's another one of the reasons why Canadian whiskey is so popular, because he's made high quality whiskey available at a reasonable price.
We're going to teach you, if you don't know how to properly smell smell and taste a good whiskey. But first, we are going to head out with Meg Cuthbert, who's discovering that if we want to help people in need, sometimes we have to be really innovative. The art of smelling, drinking, experiencing Scotch and whiskey. Yes, it is an art, and we're here with the expert. We are going to try some award winners, but let's begin with what we're going to try, and then we're going to walk everyone through how they can enjoy and get the most of an experience if they want to try a Scotch or a whiskey.
Absolutely. Calling with whiskey.
Okay, so where do you begin?
Now, this whiskey is made from 100% rye grain.
Right.
Okay, matured for 21 years. After it's been in the wood for a long time, and it draws a lot of caramel out of the oak.
That's what it is.
You got the oak caramel in there,
yes.
and there's a kind of a slipperiness that you'll feel in your mouth. So let's just take a small sip.
Okay.
Now you can feel there's some spiciness.
Yeah.
You're feeling the spices on the side of your tongue, where you might normally expect to taste some sourness.
Yeah.
But there's also some sourness, which is from the rye grain. This whiskey is just a wonderful whiskey from Crown Royal. Today it is only available in Texas, but it's going to be going national in the States, and we're praying to get it in Canada as well. This is the first time a major Canadian brand has released whiskey at a very high proof. It's 51.5%, and it's also the first time a major Canadian whiskey has released single barrel whiskeys. Find a few things like the caramel. You'll get some real spices. You get some nice rye tones in this, but a lot of bananas and some dark chocolate.
I can taste the bananas. I can taste them. I'm so proud of my palate right now because I didn't know if I'd get that. I can totally taste that. Well, we continue to enjoy all these award-winning whiskeys. We are going to take a very short break, but please stay with us when we come back. More on the Whiskey Festival, and we are going to head up island to do a little bowling with somebody who will really inspire you. Welcome back to Go Island. We're at the Hotel Grand Pacific. Whiskey Fest is happening. There is so much going on. For 10 years now, we have been celebrating this beautiful drink, but this is a really great year. It grows every year. Tell us some of the events that are happening this weekend at Whiskey Fest.
Wow. We have just a whole variety of events. We have 7 grand tastings, and we have 36 master classes, which is where we have representatives from the distilleries, we have owners, we have ambassadors, we have other representatives come, and they'll explain the flavor profiles that it takes to make their particular brand of whiskey, and everybody gets to try it. It's just, we have such a great program this year.
If you couldn't make it to the festival, it's okay. There are things happening 12 months a year. Now, we're going to head out to Qualicum Beach, where you are going to meet 2 people who are amazing bowlers, despite the fact that they can't. Well, I'll let Kate Bergen explain what they can't do. We're here at the Hotel Grand Pacific, and the Victoria Whiskey Festival is happening. It's such a fantastic event, 10 years in the making. And if you didn't make it this year, no worries, because there are things happening all year long. Colin, tell us about the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society.
Well, the Society came to Canada. It's been in existence for over 30 years, started in Edinburgh in Scotland, but it came to Canada 3 years ago. Members attend monthly tastings, and they get to try custom bottlings of cask strength whiskey.
If people want to get involved or they want to find out more, what is the best way for them to find you?
Or just come into the store and talk to either me or to my assistant manager, who's a Scotsman, and we'd be very happy to fill people in and even give them a chance to taste one of these whiskies when they come in and talk to us.
If you are a loyal viewer of Go Island, you probably remember Dan Cahn's Talk to Me. Well, by popular demand, it's back, and Dan hit the streets of Oak Bay to talk to the folks about deer. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you for bringing this amazing festival to our city.
It's been a treat.
Cheers, my friend. Have a fantastic weekend.